There's nothing in this world worth having if it does not provide peace. Life is not always supposed to be peaceful, and life is damn sure not supposed to always be chaotic. You gotta accept both, you gotta nurture both, you gotta respect both, you gotta embrace both. But the things you wanna be around, the things you want in your life, those things have to give you peace. There's no amount of money, there's no amount of people, there's no amount of things that can bring you peace. You have to find peace within yourself. And one of the easiest ways to find peace is to go out and be bored, or what we know as bored. Nothingness, the lack of. But the lack of is actually a lot. Most people think nature is boring. They think nothing fun, nothing exciting is going on in nature, but there's a whole lot. You can just look behind me and you can see so many chaotic things, all the leaves, all the different plants and different animals. It's geese in the background right now singing. You know what I mean? But it's peaceful. It's just something about being out here and grounding yourself. And it's funny because some people would think sitting in a tree is not a normal thing. It's actually very normal. Some people think laying in the grass is not a normal thing, but it's very normal. Some people think jumping in water and getting your clothes wet is not a normal thing, but it's very normal. Nature is normal, and we're just so disconnected. And most of these things that we chase after and we seek in life are not natural and they don't bring us peace. So we have to remind ourselves of where we come from and what's truly made for us. And we have to connect with that in any given moment we have. A lot of people have sicknesses and things they are diagnosed with, like ADHD, not having the ability to focus or sit in a place, for an extended period of time. But those things aren't natural. Nature is chaotic. Your head is always on a swivel. There's always something changing. You have certain goals and tasks and things like that. But man, we're just not meant to be in these controlled structures and, you know, chase these things that we chase. But, the moral of the story, these things just don't bring us peace. And if you're in a situation where you with somebody or you're doing something and it's not bringing you peace, it's not giving you that calm state of mind, and I'm not talking about all the time, I'm talking about in the core of it. The difference between a good and a bad relationship. A bad relationship is one of those relationships where things just don't move forward, or it's always a problem, it's always an issue, or there's no structure, there's no boundaries. But the good relationships are the ones that people can go through things and still come out on top and strong for each other. You do things through love, not for love. If I love you, I'm gonna do things, for you, out of love, through love, not for love. I'm not loving you to love me. I'm loving you because I love you. I do the things I love because I love to do them, not because I want to feel good because I'm doing the things I love. Those are just rewards and those are just benefits. So it's all about finding that peace. It's all about finding that love. It's all about connecting with nature. It's all about connecting with yourself, finding that peace within yourself, finding that kingdom, just that energy, just everything, man. I could go on and rant about a little bit of everything, but it's all the same little things. And whenever I go through some things, wherever I go into these little slumps in my life, I just go outside, man, and just go outside. Most of the people get sick and die from things, or they continue to be depressed because they don't go outside and they don't find peace. They stay in those places and they stay with these people that make them miserable, and they lock themselves in a room with no lights, no sun is coming through. They don't eat, they don't connect with anything, and people wonder why many people stay depressed or many people die. But if you go outside, you get some sunlight, you go hiking, you go walking, you go running, you go lay in the grass, you go interact with animals and things like that. You find peace within yourself and realize that just because some person is not around, or you're not doing some certain activity, or you don't have a certain job, or you're not in school anymore, those things, that's not what makes you happy, or at least it shouldn't. You should have that joy within yourself to where you don't need these external things. They just boost that. You know what I mean? If I'm around a bunch of people, I'm having a great time. People that resonate with me. If I'm around a bunch of like-minded individuals, and I can hang around people I don't really click with, but I still have a good time. But I like my own solitude. You know what I'm saying? I like to be by myself. I like to have peace. And if, I meet somebody who adds to that solitude to where it's like we exist simultaneously but individually. Like you can sit in silence with me and we don't have to talk about things. We just there. We just soaking up energy and we just combining like that, connecting. And it just adds to that element of peace. Some people they come and they want to be by you and they have that, it's like an intrusive and irritating type of energy. They don't know how to be quiet. They don't know what peace and quiet is. It's all something always has to be going on, but it's just deep rooted insecurities and things like that. People don't know themselves and they sit there. People don't know themselves and they try to figure you out. And they can't handle that silence, man. They can't handle you thinking and not speaking and things like that. But when you find a person that adds to your solitude and it's like it's just y'all in the middle of everything and nothing at the same time, that is one of the most peaceful and beautiful things there is. But no matter what, when you find that person and when you find those things that add to your peace, that add to your joy, never let those things become all of it. A lot of people, they go on these journeys and they build themselves back up and they meet people or they try new things out. And then when they start to indulge in these things or these people or connect with these things and these people, they begin to give up all that independence to this person. They become dependent on people for joy, for happiness, to feel good, to feel anything for that matter. And you never want to get like that, man. You always got to have home taken care of first. You always got to have your cup full, and if you don't have enough to share, then don't share, because if you do, you're going to run your well dry. And you can't expect people to do what you do because everybody's not you. And that's just the way it is. That's one of the hardest lessons I had to learn, is that everybody just not you, man. Everybody don't think like you. Everybody don't love like you. Everybody don't care like you, but nobody can love, care, or think for you like you can. So why not do it for you? If you want peace, be that peace. If you want a beautiful partner, become the person you want to spend the rest of your life with. You know what I mean? If you want some type of excitement in your life, go seek more experiences for yourself. There's nobody in this tree with me right now. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just out here living, man. And it's just more to life than concrete, heartbreak, money, clothes. It's everything, man. I could be burned out right now with the amount of thoughts and energy I put into all the things that I want to do. But it's times like this, things like this is what keeps me grounded, keeps me coming back to where I need to be so I can continue to change, and morph into what I need to become. Because I'm chasing that ghost of the best version of myself every day. And I've become 1% better every day. But you got to keep going. You take your mental breaks and you take your rest and all those things to rejuvenate your mind and your spirit. But the journey never stops. Every day is a journey itself. Every day is a year and a month itself. And, it's change happening all the time. Just don't overwhelm yourself and don't underestimate yourself and don't undermine your life. Because things are always changing, things are always moving. And if you stay still, you will get ran over. That's just the way life, that's just the way nature, that's just the way the universe is. You know what I mean? So just take care of yourself, man. Take care of yourself, get outside, go see some things. It's always something to see. Even if you live in a place where you think there's nothing to see, there's always something to see. And even if you have to take a little trip outside of town or, take a walk for 15, 20 minutes to go see something, trust me and go do it, man. Sometimes we just need a change of scenery to refreshen our minds. Sometimes we get stuck in these dilemmas and we're tired of seeing the same things and we just need to shed a little skin. And I feel like when you seek those experiences, especially with nature, nature teaches you things. Like when you see the seasons changing, it's time for you to change. It's time for you to shed a layer of skin. When you change your scenery and you see different things on the outside, it kind of inspires you to change the scenery on the inside. You seen a park that was once rubbish and it was trash everywhere, and you see people start to pick it up and start to clean it up and maintain the plants, and then everything starts to grow and it looks beautiful. And inside of you, you sitting there, you telling yourself you're not good enough, and you got all these negative thoughts and things rotating in your head. And then once you see this park that has been beautifully well kept, then you get inspired to better your own hygiene, better your own maintenance and housekeeping, essentially. But it's just inspiration everywhere, man. You got to open your eyes. You got to get out the house. And you just can't lay there, man. When you feel bad, that stuff is just a test. We always gonna feel bad. You know what I mean? But you can't run from it, and you can't just sit in it. You gotta embrace it, accept it, and move forward. Understand where it's coming from and what it's trying to teach you. Every time something rubs you the wrong way, every time you go through a hardship in your life, there's a lesson to be learned, but you have to be open and receptive to it. You know what I mean? If I was to fall out this tree right now, I know that I wasn't sitting properly, or I was on a dead limb, or something was, I messed up some way somehow. You know what I mean? If this video was never recording, if I was never recording this conversation, then I know I need to double check my camera before I start recording. I need to double check my audio before I start recording. You know what I mean? If it was to rain right now and I was to get soaking wet, then I could have did a better job at checking the weather. You know what I mean? So it's always a lesson to be learned. It's always room for improvement. And no matter what happens, if you're going through a situation, if you feel like it's not your fault, you can still take accountability for those situations. You can still change something about yourself, improve something about yourself to better, your future outcomes. Whether that's a heartbreak, whether you got fired, whether you had to leave a job for something, there's just always something to learn. It teaches you what you won't settle for. It teaches you what you will settle for. It teaches you what you want and what you don't want in life. It teaches you what kind of things, what kind of people you want to be around. Every situation is just, it's an opportunity to learn. But you have to be open to that. You have to see that. And when you move through life like that, it makes those rainy days more enjoyable. You know what I mean? It makes you kind of want to stand out in that rain with no umbrella, because you realize the rain is not bad. The rain is good. It may flood, it may, saturate things, but it's saturating the earth and helping things grow. It provides a beautiful experience. You go dance in the rain and tell me how much you hate rain after that. Don't be out there, like really go out there and be immersed in the experience, and you'll probably start to like rain. Go sleep in the rain. You know what I mean? Not sleep outside in the air. If you want to, do you. But let it have a thunderstorm and you go lay down in that bed. That's some of the best sleep you get. Or look out a window and listen to music while it's raining. If you play instruments, play that piano, play that guitar while it's raining. Beautiful experience. You know what I mean? So when you just look at life from a different lens and you get outside of your bubble and outside of your own goggles, because a lot of times our goggles get cloudy, and it's from the things we've been taught and the things we went through. But when you start to look through another lens and you start to take a better outlook on life, have a better perspective, it just changes the quality of life, man. And I'm here for it all. I'm here for it all. I love it all. And there's just so much more to see in life that I want to see and that I will see. So I just got to keep my peace. I got to keep my sanity. Um, everything right now could go wrong for me. You know what I'm saying? It's just one of those times where a lot of things, a lot of problems, and a lot of energies are showing themselves. And if I was weak, I could lay down right now and, you know, just let it all crumble. But I know where it's coming from. I know what I need to do, and I'm gonna do it. Let go of that last part of my old self. Continue to move forward. Continue to shed that skin and push past these barriers so that things can change forever and continue to change. Because the journey is every day. It starts and it starts and keeps going, and however you want to put it, it starts and stops, or it starts and never ends every day. So every day is a new opportunity. It's a new opportunity every minute, every second, depending on how you see it. But life is good, man. I hope y'all enjoying life. I hope y'all getting outside. I hope y'all seeing things. I hope y'all changing y'all scenery and the mind, body, and the spirit. And I hope you know that things will get better. And I hope you know that if things aren't better, that they will get better. And there's something to learn from things if you're not in a good place in life right now. And even when things are good, there's still something to learn. You learn how to maintain things, so it's always something to learn, man. Life is just it's an experience. So you gotta go get more. You know what I mean? But anywho, maybe I'll climb to the top of this tree. Maybe I won't. Doesn't matter. Because I'm here. So I love y'all. Y'all take it easy. And let's be great. And let's change. Accept change. Right? Accept the change that we need in life. Let's keep moving forward. Let's keep connecting. And let's keep living, baby. And if you ain't living, let's start. Appreciate y'all. It's always a pleasure talking to you. I'll talk to you soon.